Hello, welcome back to Pattercast. We're on part 2 now. Like we said in the last episode, we're going to be splitting this one down because it's a bit of a beefy episode into 2 parts. So this is the second part. Like always, I'm Jack, and I am here once again with the boy.
Yes, hello. Just really saying that if you check out the description, we'll have part 1 in there. So if you did miss that, you can just click on that and catch up to where we are. But we'll stop talking and let you watch part 2. So hope you enjoy.
Enjoy.
Well, if we want to go away from the music for a bit, the other thing, pressing matter that I was wanting to talk about, just about the experience of festivals in general, was the food at festivals. I was just wondering, what's our opinions on best, worst food we've ever had there?
Good question.
Rant incoming.
The best food I've ever had at a festival is, I don't want to suck the dick, and I know we've already said how good they are, but 2,000 Trees have food that's so good.
You're looking for like a partnership or something new, man.
we're tight already, man.
He's got the cock ring on at the moment. He's got the cock harness. Got the
thing with Trees is
it's vibrating.
Exactly.
The thing with Trees is their food there is good for food, not for festival food. Like, it was like, there's a pizza place that, I mean, I've only been twice, but both times we went to Trees, we've been to this pizza place, and it's like you're fucking stepping out of a festival and going into a restaurant, man. It's like you're at the fucking Ivy in London or some shit. I've never been to the Ivy in London, but I feel like I have. It's very for my price range.
We hope it's nice then.
It's very nice in 2,000 Trees. So the pizza there is good, but there's a big shout out for the random latte. This is, what kind of recommendation is this? I had a random latte from somewhere at Download 2019, and it was the first coffee I'd had in about 7 months, and that were nice. So if you find a random latte at Download, it's a place that don't give you a lid, so it's extra fucking annoying, then go there. They're my positives.
There you have it.
Listening to my list.
How about, right, we go through positives and then we come back to the negatives.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll have a think of negatives, actually.
Have a think. What about you then, Choccy?
I would, it's like, I don't want to just copy what Rob says, but I'm going to directly just, 2,000 Trees, it's just a... it is, I'm sorry, it's like...
It's a fact.
You've got food vendors at every other festival that I'm sure are great, but like, we had this pizza in 2019 at 2,000 Trees, and I felt like it was like my birthday at Frankie and Benny's, and they were just giving me like a free pizza. So I was like, this is great.
Clapping and singing and that.
Yeah, no, but we got it. Staff were great. We were just sat on this nice little picnic bench outside. Weather were banging. Had it. Massive fucking pizza, fresh. Fucking was cheap. Was decent. And then also there was like a little fucking like mini mart fucking pop-up store thing where you could get like fruit, shower gel, cigarettes, all this shit. And I was just like, this is mental. Like, normally you have to get this stuff from like the co-op at like Leeds and Reading.
Hang on though.
But, like,
I love how you go from talking about like you can get fruit, and the other thing that like comes to mind is shower gel.
No, because
so I can
that was like that was what we
get me an example.
It's the sauce shower gel with all the lemons in it and the lime.
we walked past and it was the 3 things that caught our eye. These giant melons that were there, and then there was shower gel.
Your man wasn't there, sure.
What?
I didn't know your man was there.
Oh, but then we just saw shower gel, and we were, oh, that's, and then we just, I was like, it's got everything I need. Watermelon,
there we go, man.
Shower gel, cigarettes. I was like, I'm having a good time, but it's like everywhere. I can't remember where else I got food from there, but it was just all around a very enjoyable eating experience. And like I've had like I'd also say Download, there was like a noodle bar that I had that was decent, but like compared to 2,000 Trees, it's just like it just weren't on par. Nowhere near on par.
Nothing's comparable to it.
No.
Nah, I feel you. What about you then, Proxy? What you saying?
Well, again, like I don't have much source material, to be honest. But I think the one thing which I always remember the most is the Yorkshire puddings.
Oh,
At Leeds
the
Festival,
giant Yorkshire
just-
pudding.
The giant Yorkshire
The big
puddings.
Yorkies. Oh, they
Yeah,
are.
just with like God knows what in. Get some gravy in there, some
Like-
chips.
Yeah, gravy, chips, and it just all wrapped up sometimes. You can have it in a wrap or you can have it just on a big old
Yes.
plate.
Yeah, no, I think that's the one thing which instantly comes to mind at Leeds. Just I was just once I found that, I was just like, this is my meal right here. I'm coming back here every day. But no, yeah, I think that thing right there was just, it's very nice. But after hearing about these stories, like, I think, you know, I was about to say Leeds Festival should look into like getting some of these places, but they'd probably be like pissing shit on the walls within like 5 minutes of the
Yeah, I
place
always
opening.
see the same like burger van and stuff at the start. When you walk into Leeds Fest, there's always the same burger stall.
I know what you
that's
mean.
there every time.
Next to the right and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason
It's
that
alright. Leeds is
that-
up and down though. There are some
the reason
nice bits in Leeds though.
sorry, mate, I kept just fucking.
No, it's alright. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My
Sunshine.
camera's lagging a bit, so I don't know if I'm having an error, but that wouldn't be the first time. But I'll just. We were speaking to the guy we did a podcast with the guy who runs 2000 Trees, and he was saying the reason that places like Reading and Leeds can't have like quite as nice food, so to speak, is because Reading and Leeds apparently charge like literally like 5 figures to park your van there for the weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
apparently it's mad, and it makes sense when you see like how big the queues are and how expensive the shit is. Like they'll make that back no problem, but
Yeah, for sure.
these kind of more small homegrown places that supply trees that just couldn't afford to get a place at a bigger festival. So I thought that was kind of interesting, which is why Trees has such a distinct vibe that's so separate from the other festivals, I feel.
I get that.
Yeah, no. What about you then, Jack?
Wait, I'm quite similar to you. Like, I don't know what it is, but for me, like, I'm drunk most of the times in festivals, and when you're drunk,
Chocolate.
like, anything of fucking day. So I'll be walking down there. That's all right. So giant Yorkshire puddings, happy days. The pizza places, all right. And like, you know, that in the actual stage, the oven pizza place in there in Leeds, that's pretty good. I remember that one being nice. I'm trying to think of other places. Actually, I really liked the noodles one. It was the noodles, and the only reason I liked this so much was it was after 21 Pilots in 2019. I went and got some bait. I was on my own because 2019 I went solo, so I was just vibing on my own. It was fine. I had a great time. But so I go to this like noodle place. And I'm like chatting shit to the bloke because I can chat for fucking England. So I'm like, "Aye, right, mate. Put that in. Aye, you know, I get on fucking right." So he's like chucking all this shit in my thing. I'm like, "Cool." So then he's like, "Right, it'll be such and such." And I'm like, "Yeah, sick. Here you go." And I beep it, and the call gets declined. And I'm like, "Ugh." So everyone shits himself, and I'm like, "Oh no." And I'm like, I know for a fact that like I can afford it. Like, you know, it's like 20 quid. Like that's 20 quid. Probably wasn't, but you know what I mean. Like I can afford it. So this goes on. He's going, no, we've had issues all day. And he's going, if you want to try again, I try again. And he goes, you know what, fuck it, just have it for free. And I'm like, yes!
Legend.
Very
That's
nice.
always going to taste
Around.
good, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
always
exactly.
going to taste good. Victory, free W.
Exactly. So I'm walking around thinking I'm the fucking dog's bollocks, thinking, right, I just got this fucking chow mein for free with me chopsticks and that. When in reality, it could have been shit, but I thought it was delicious because it was free.
It's all that
Yeah.
matters.
So that was mine.
In the moment, loving it, then that counts.
Until I've got to shit it out the next day, but that's a different story.
Yeah, you didn't do so many things.
Well, funny enough, actually, when you talk about noodles, I'll start with the bad food because that's when you said noodles. That's instantly
no.
what came to my mind is the worst food that I've had at a festival, and it's because of that
Steve,
very
please.
fact of shitting it out the next day. Because I remember Fall Out Boy were coming on, and I was like, you know what, I'm really hungry. I fancy some noodles. Don't know why, I just wanted some noodles.
Those are
And
great.
as I was looking at the menu, I was like, oh, spicy noodles. That sounds like an excellent idea. That's definitely what I'm going to go for. I was definitely
Poor choice
quite
at a
intoxicated
festival.
at this point, and I clearly did not think it through. And I just remember, like, you know, eating these noodles, and I was like, oh, yeah, they're nice. And admittedly, they were decent. But I just remember halfway through that Fall Out Boy set, I was just like, oh, no. I was like, oh, I'm gonna
Didn't
have
sit
to.
right. Didn't sit right, eh?
Yeah, and
His
I had
stomach's like chatting shit to himself, man. He's just like his stomach's just like trying to roast them.
I had the really pleasant experience of going on one of like the Portaloos at like probably like 7 o'clock in the evening in the arena, and it was just like, nah, it was an experience to forget, that's for sure.
Brilliant. Fucking hell. Worst food. There's 2 contenders for me.
Oh, I wonder which was one of them.
No, I'm not gonna do that, Chuck. I'm not gonna do that.
Really?
I thought there was going to be one strong contender, to be honest.
To be fair,
Too easy, and I wanna be a bit less easy to guess.
Pardon the pun.
Very good. At Tramlines, I had a burger. Tramlines the one in Sheffield, isn't it?
yeah.
Little. Anyone that doesn't know, Tramline's a great festival. It's in the city, kind of like Transmit, where there's no camping or anything. So you just go out in the town afterwards, and then stay at. Everyone that's watching this can just stay at Choccy's house afterwards, and it's great.
Yeah, it's amazing fun.
You got a free gaff, man. It's great.
So I just had this burger, and I don't really have much to say about it, but because I don't like any of that shit on my burger, I just want the fucking burger.
You don't
But I'm
want
not
no
paying
layers.
extra for that. I don't want any of that shit,
You
man.
boring
I want
cunt.
I can
Oh,
relate,
shit.
no, I'm the same, so.
I want the
Both boring
burger.
cunts, man.
Oh mate, grow up.
No, hang on. You're telling me you grew up. You just want burger on burger.
Listen, vegan, right? Shut up. I don't want any of that green shit on my burger. I'm gonna eat my burger and I'm gonna kick a cow afterwards.
I'm a vegan.
Well, maybe you should be a bit more considerate and think about it.
Anyways, continue the story.
The burger was shit. It was dry. It was like eating a cardboard frisbee. It was like eating the tray that your pizza comes on in the box. I don't have anything really poetic to say about it or anything like super interesting about that particular thing. But the next contender is a burrito that I had at Kendall Calling, brilliant festival. I ordered this burrito, and sometimes when you have rice, I don't know if it's overcooked or if it's not cooked, but when rice is rock hard.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And to be honest, I think it's both. I think it's both.
And Kendall's kind of a medium size, I think. So it was a nice food place. It was quite homely. So I got this burrito, spicy boy, of course, and I bit into it, and it like cracked some of my back tooth off with the rice. And to this day, this is an issue because this was 2 years ago, and I'm so scared of the dentist that I've not been. And my tooth's just in half now in my mouth, and every day I have to eat on this side exclusively because of that one burrito and because I'm too scared to go to the dentist.
So every day that's a reminder of that burrito place.
And should anyone that's listening to this, if you need to go to the dentist and you're scared, just go, because I've left it too late now and it's going to be catastrophic.
Rob's just scared if he loses tooth and he looks like Ruthless Toothless. He's just there with like, big old hole.
I love it, man. I love it.
I would say, for me, the worst place I've eaten is. There's two. One of them don't really count, but I will take away. There was a night we went to the co-op. We went to the co-op at Leeds Fest, and I was on it for a meal deal. I had it in my head. I was like, meal deal, get it down. It's gonna be great. And they had literally no sandwiches I like. They had nothing else in the meal section that kind of did the main that wasn't a sandwich. They were like cheese and onion, tuna and thingy. I was just like, I don't want any of these. And I can remember just eating like two like little pork pies and just being like, this is the most disappointing meal I've had at any festival. But the redemption is, every other time I went into that co-op, I was like, yeah, you know what? They've got the sandwiches, they've got a fucking sausage roll as well. Life's great. But what I will say is the first and only time I've been to Download, when I arrived, I was like, oh, I'm gonna, warm up with like a pot. I'm gonna get some hot water for a pot noodle. And I went over and I don't know whereabouts I was camped, but there was like a little chip. Like a chip and like a sarnie shop thing, like a little pop up, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'll get the hot water for me. I'll get some chips and curry sauce for my Mrs. Hannah, And she goes, "Oh, actually, could I have the pot noodle and you have the chips?" I said, "Yeah, no issue." I'm like, "Hey, you know what? I like chips." I go to eat it, and have you ever like tasted chips that are just like it tastes like cardboard, or you put it in your mouth and it just mushes? It's got no like crunch. It's got no stuff. It's just like it feels like it's undercooked, and
Almost like
and
almost like you've had McDonald's, but you've left it like 3 days after having the
yeah,
McDonald's. You put it in the microwave and you try and
oh,
revive it.
Oh
Or
no.
you've ever put chips in
That is
the
awful.
oven and they're not done yet. They're still frozen, and you eat it and you
Oh.
go,
Yeah.
"Oh, what the fuck?" So it was already off to a bad start, and I was, "Oh, maybe I just need to dunk it in this curry sauce. That'll really change the game."
That'll solve
Let me
it.
tell you, have you ever like had ketchup water come out and accidentally
Oh,
that for fish and chips curry sauce was honestly, man, it was like that taste is one of those tastes that my brain remembers and tries to repress as much as
yeah.
it can.
I know what
But
you mean.
it still remembers how awful that was. I put it in my mouth and I went like that, and I did it in my center, and I was like, I can't have that. I said, "Just pass me a Rice Krispie square bar." I said, I'm not eating this anymore. I was like,
That sounds rancid, that way.
I needed a palate cleanser, and that was the palate cleanser that I could
Just in the jacket.
He's a Rice Krispie Square dealer, man. He just opens up and they all just fall down.
You know these
Yeah,
squares.
what I did was, I went, "Oh, I'm not having that," and then I lifted up the tip pockets, and they're just like all the chocolate bars, and like all the sweet bars just rolled down, and I was like, "Right, what am I having? Sour Patch Kids, Square Bar, Square Bar it is."
Extra
Rolling
sour
back up.
over there.
I always keep that thing on me. More with strap.
Well, well, I know
Oh,
who
yeah,
I'm going to
that-
see at the festival then.
Yeah, that chip, whatever, it was like a chip butty thing. It was awful. I don't know the name of it. What I do remember is the taste. I won't wish that on my worst enemy. You know
Imagine
what I mean?
if
I won't wish that.
Imagine if that was the same place I got the random latte from.
No, I was genuinely thinking about that though.
They might have an amazing latte, but the shit chips just thumbs down for me. You know what I mean?
Like it's funny to think about because like I'm picking up this noodle place and Proxy comes in going, "I had noodles and they made me have explosive diarrhea." So I'm like imagine I'm like rating this place and I'm just giving people food poisoning.
You know what?
And then it's the same as that. Like you don't fucking know the
What's funny-
place. It could be anywhere.
What's funny is like Proxy's probably gone to the same place as you and had the worst experience. You've had the best experience.
Mine was free.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everyone else is just either one way or the other. Because like I said, I'm
Yeah.
sure there's people out there. I know we've not mentioned it, but I'm sure there's people out there that love easy cheesy. I'm sure there's
There we
people
go.
that queue up and they get there and they go, "Ooh," they rub the hands together and go, "Oh,
Yeah, to do it to him.
just kick that hot dog in cheese sauce and give it to me. I need it. I need my fix. I need my fix, please."
They're injecting like mayonnaise,
Oh.
not mayonnaise, a hot dog, like fucking mustard straight into the veins.
Oh man, but like I said, there'll be people who will like that, and there's people who will be like, "This is grim. This is literally like you served me plastic fruit caked in like a sauce to distract me from the fact it's plastic."
Well, maybe the sauce is so good you don't even need to know the fruit's plastic. There we go.
There
That'd be
you go.
amazing fucking sauce. Nah, that's funny that though. Like I've never even been to the place. I've just heard things. Well,
Only the best from Rob and Dan, I assume.
no, but it's funny though because like even before like I've even heard you like slate the place, I've heard other people talk about it's a shithole.
Oh,
I
man.
think people overestimate. Like people always say, "Oh, I love cheese. Oh, I love a fucking bit of camembert and shit like that." I think people overestimate that.
Cheese is
doesn't
great.
need to- Cheese
We love
sauce doesn't
cheese.
need to go on everything.
Yeah.
I don't want like.
Yeah, but
do you want
don't
a
want
jacket
you
do you want a jacket potato? Let me just dunk that in a fucking.
It's not cheese. It's
What?
It's not cheese. It's salt flavored yellow sauce. With no cheese near that. It's
Oh man, that sounds delicious.
It's
It is.
Simpson sauce. It's Simpson sauce. So what they
I
draw
feel like
Simpsons with.
When it comes to that just sounds as going like, oh, so you want cheese? Well, what about the side? Do you want cheese with a side of cheese with dessert of cheese and a drink of cheese.
Mate, what it sounds like is they turn around to you and say, "Oh yeah, it's called easy cheesy, so we're not gonna ask you if you want any cheese on that. We're just gonna shove it into a blender with cheese, and then we're gonna get that and remake your order and then pour your past order from the blender on top of it, and then we're gonna spit on it and pass it. Yeah, that's what you get."
Oh man, I love a bit of spit.
I had a hot dog once that was cooked, like just absolutely coated in that fucking cheese sauce, and I was just like, this is like that nasty like nacho cinema cheese. Sometimes you go to cinema and you get sometimes you go to cinema and you get
that's nicer.
Yeah, I'm jealous of that one.
Like, I don't know if it's Odeon or Cineworld. There's a cheese sauce for the nachos that you get that literally tastes the same as easy cheesy, and I'm like, this is fucking wrong. This is
different
human
cheese.
rights.
Right, the worst type, because I know View cinemas are quite shit, like for the food and like the cheese and that. Apparently we're just fucking slating cinema cheese now. But like
cinemas in general, man, you never.
If you got but like if you get like your cinema nachos, right? In some places, it's that plastic cheese, but it tastes good. And as long as it's thick, it's okay. But like you go to some places and you get it, and it's just like it's water.
Yeah,
and when it's watery cheese,
great, man.
you can't even dip though. It just makes it like fucking tortilla damp.
Listen, Cat's Big Chop, not in any of those cinemas with the watery nacho cheese, alright? I'm not about that.
Yeah, we don't fuck with that. We don't fuck with that.
I'll tell you who's got the cheese right. Taco Bell, UK.
Oh, UK.
No, the UK one is superior in my opinion. But now, honestly, mate, I went to the US one after hearing everyone say how fucking good it is. Nowhere near. Maybe it's just for a familiarity thing, but anyway, they've got their cheese on point. They've got that plastic cheese. It comes in a little tub that's also made of plastic.
But it's good. Because we say fuck the environment, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck the environment.
Like
I was
turtles are all dickheads anyways.
Yeah, they're pricks, man. Fuck those guys.
Only the best reviews of Easy Cheesy here.
We're promoting it, man.
What about you then, Jack? What's your like?
I feel like my positive food review is kind of the same as my negative food review, because like I literally said like when I'm fucked I'll eat anything. So like also when I'm fucked, like even if it's shit, I'm still gonna eat it and go, oh, it's right, that's lush. Like, I mean, like I could literally be eating a shit sandwich, but if I'm drunk, I'll take a bite and go, that's delicious.
You could have eaten the shit that was in your tent, Jack, at the start.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. I licked it all up. That's how I never told you how I got rid of it.
Yeah.
I never said how I got rid of it.
He left us on a cliffhanger there, didn't
he? And he spread it straight on there and he went, oh, go on then.
Nutella.
You know, fuck bacon sandwiches. I'm going for shit sarnies. Nick and Martin inspired. But, I don't know, like, worst is probably, we mentioned this a bit earlier, but you know your bog standard burger vans that you have at festivals?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's the one that is always parked like right next to the rides in purple. That was a fucking voice crack, that was awful.
Purple.
But purple. So like right next to purple, you've got like the big fucking scream. If you want to go faster, like Twizzly ride.
Yes,
that is a fucking nightmare to camp under, because I've camped under there a couple of years and I want to kill myself. But
why would you do that?
I quite like purple. I do quite like purple.
You know the ride's there when you camp there. It's not as if it pops up over the. What do you think when you put that tent down?
Apologies for that little cut there. We're back though. We had a little piss break because
Hey,
this is
you
our
know,
episode. And we don't have great bladders, so here we are.
I pissed all over the floor to make it feel like I was at a festival.
I even started slinging my shit around everywhere. Man.
Like an ape, just like all over the place.
Anyways, what were we talking about then, Proxy?
No, well, we were talking about bad food, but as we're saying now, I just want to move on from that, because I'm sure everyone can clearly see the good and bad food at festivals. It's an important part. You need to know what you want to go for. We know that you don't want to have shit chips. Now that's we've cleared that up. But all I was gonna say was obviously when we only been at 2 festivals, I had the complete like day and night of the weather experience at a festival. The first time I went, the weather was unreal. It was sunny every single day. Such a great experience, you know. I think it just makes everyone happier. Everyone's just vibing a lot more. The second time I went, I'm fairly certain it didn't stop raining the entire time I was there. It was just non-stop. I have a funny story where I think it was after one of the headline acts. I was heading back to my tent. And it was like the top of the, do you know, like the big hill, like where like the blue camp
Orange
is?
Hill. Orange Hill.
Aye, possibly.
Blue.
That's I don't really know what the hills are called because I haven't been there as much as you, Jack. But
If it's a big hill, it's
it's a
definitely
big hill up to the arena, like sort of like the big hill. But yeah, essentially I was walking back my tent and there was just this massive mud puddle that I didn't see, and I just stood in it with one of my wellies, and my wellie just got like literally trapped in this mud puddle. And without thinking, I just like continued walking, and my foot came straight out of my welly. And like my foot just went all the way down this mud pool with like no welly on. I just like stood there for probably about 20 seconds. Just like I like my soul just left my body. I was just completely like,
You were just complaining your whole life.
yeah, literally. I was just stood there. People were walking past me. It felt like time. I felt like I'd been there for a year. It was just it was something else. And I just think like the experience of like whether the weather is actually nice or bad, like it's just such a important thing at a festival, for me at least. I mean, I know some people love it when it's bad weather. You see people like splashing about in the mud and shit, but
you see,
Yeah,
I feel like
crackheads. They're called crackheads.
literally, they love everything.
I'm against it. It's got to be sunny to have the best time. Now it could be it could be the best lineup in the world. If it's chucking it down and there's mud everywhere, I'm going to be slightly annoyed, no matter what.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I feel like when it comes to weather, like I'm very similar. Like it's not gonna ruin my experience, but like it's not gonna be a positive. Do you know what I mean? So like I think back to like 2018, you know, with like Panic headlining Kendrick. Who else was in 2018?
2018 was Posty and 21 Pilots. No, it was
fucking hell. That was 2019. We had Panic, we had Kendrick, and there was Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy, I know, and it was
was it?
What was it
It was
called?
Fall Out Boy, Kendrick, and 21 Pilots, and Panic at Disco.
No,
There was another
Disco. It was Kings of Leon, wasn't it?
Panic.
No. Oh yeah, sorry it was.
It was Kings of Leon. It was one of the worst headlines.
No, right. We're having a bit of a diversion here. I actually I enjoyed it, but like I see what you're saying, right? This is just a slight step over on the side for a second, but like I thought Kings of Leon themselves, I do agree it was a boring set. However, I do stand by the whole standards of like, you know, when you're with your pals, everyone vibing. The fact that like at that time when I saw Kings of Leon, I was with all my mates, everyone was there. You know what? Like, yes, they played some weird tunes where you're like, why the fuck are you playing this and not such and such? I like, come on, man. And it was all like just fucking slow tunes, which was a bit like, come on. But when their big songs came on, and when they're like, and I do like a lot of Kings of Leon's, well, some Kings of Leon stuff. So when their big songs where everyone knew came on, and there were, you know, there's a good few, everyone's vibing. And like I got the whole atmosphere of like I'm with all my mates, we've all got our arms around each other, and we're like belting to like Sex on Fire. Love or hate the song, it's a good crowd song, do you know what I mean? And like so I do think overall my experience was more positive. However, the negatives, it was fucking freezing, and there wasn't much bouncing around going. There definitely wasn't.
Wasn't it? I just remembered. Yeah, it was
icy, man.
Yeah.
Like. It was very cool. I was literally wearing very similar to what you were wearing right now, Rob, and I was wearing just like a denim jacket with like a t-shirt underneath, and I remember being like, holy fuck.
Yeah, it was a chilly night. Weather for me is like, I really don't like to be uncomfortable. Who does? And rain generally does make me uncomfortable. I don't mind getting rained on, but it's when like there's a bit of water in your tent and it's kind of you don't really know where it is. You can't really trust.
And you can't get dry.
Oh, your clothes are damp as fuck, and you've not really got to change your clothes.
Yeah, the good thing, the weather's kind of like being tired from like a memories perspective. Like I find that when we go somewhere and we're just shattered, when you look back on it, you don't remember being shattered, and I guess you don't remember like the discomfort of the weather necessarily, which is good. But when you're in the moment, like I just want it to be warm, and I do like rain and snow in day-to-day life, but at a festival, just give me the fucking sun. Just bang that sun on. Full.
Like 2019.
Yeah, man. I think I can't really fucking remember.
No,
to be
chucked
honest.
it down on all. Oh no, yeah, 2019 was alright. But I have to say, I'm prepared. This will be like 2021 is a year I'm gonna be prepared. I've already like made the checklist of, you know, the long walk from the car park up. I'm gonna get one of those shit little trolley things, you know, the four wheelers.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
getting
100%
a bigger
getting
tent.
that as
I'm
well.
getting a big, as much as I love the Quetzro, I want a bigger tent that I can actually stand up in and like have the, you know, little porch area. And on top of that, me and Rob both have the Supreme poncho at the ready. That's right in my back pocket. As soon as the heavens open, I'm
Forgot
like,
about that.
no issue. Just whack it on. Yeah.
Bring it on.
It's lit.
In fact, when the poncho's on, you're begging for more rain to come down.
I'm literally like, look at me.
I'll put the second one on.
Ponchos are a necessary thing. Like, I think they're just such a great invention. You just see some like idiots like stand in the ring without the poncho on. You're just like,
Hang on, you're fucking called an idiot.
like
It's
you
mad out.
you clearly.
Like you just a little bit of cling film essentially. Like it just sorts you out. Like we were sat watching Sabbath one year at Download, and we were in our chairs like near the back of the crowd with the ponchos like over us and over the chairs, and we were just safe in a little bubble. Just from a bit of plastic. Yeah.
One year when I was
mad.
tram lines, I did the bin bag trick, and let me tell you, just don't do the bin bag trick. Just buy a shitty rain-proof fucking jacket or like a shitty poncho, because when you're in the bin bag, you feel like the bin bag. You feel poor as shit. You got eyes on you. Yeah, I had a girl come over and it was like, oh yeah, have you got a lighter? And I like doing the shuffle where my hands were under this bin bag. So I'm going like, yeah, hang on, like underneath it, pass it her. And she goes, why are you wearing a bin bag? And I'm like, oh, it's raining. She was like, why don't you just get a brolly? And I was like, you're right. Why didn't I just get a fucking brolly or something? Dumb cunt me. Like,
You said it.
Yeah, but you're too far gone at that point, though, aren't you? You're just like, I'm embracing this bin bag. I am being the trash.
That's it, man. I didn't feel like Danny DeVito trash, man. I just felt like the trash, man. That's it.
There's one cool trash man, and then there's Choccy wearing a bin bag.
But I have to say, it's true. It's just like, rain is like, it's a different ball game. I remember Proxy just saying earlier, like, if you fucking deck it in like a puddle or something like that, it's just like, it can just ruin your day a little bit. Not enough to go, right, I'm off. Oh, I'm not going to go see anything, but enough to be like, I think in 2018, a good friend of ours, Ash Walker, lent me his shoes to go see Brockhampton. And when I went to see Brockhampton, it was like me and Danny White, it were pouring down. We were decking it up and down the fucking like entry to the arena area and stuff. And it was just like, I was like, fuck me. If I were in my like shitty trainers, I think I had some like Air Max or something. So if I had my Air Max or something, they would be dead. But luckily, Big Ash has just come over and let me land the shoes. And then I said to him, I was like, right, I said, I'll give him you back, but I said, right, how much do I owe you? Like, let me get you some new shoes for that fuck. And Ash were just like, not at all. It was like, as long as you get to see that act, that man.
Imagine if you'd have took your fucking money, mate. That would be
debit
so...
or credit.
It's just like, oh, actually, a couple hundred quid will do me fine, mate.
120 quid then for JD. Here's a link.
No, obviously it weren't ever, but like, you have to understand, for me it was like one of those where I was like, I felt so bad. The man's shoes came back like they'd just been dug up by archaeologists. They were fucking like, they were cakes in mud, man. They were fucked. It was just like, it were prehistoric, those shoes. I can remember Danny
probably like worth something now,
me
man.
in these shoes, and I was just like, oh, take a picture. And all you can see, it looks like I've just fucking done one of those fucking like marathons in the mud, barefooted. It was just like it was like I had brick layers of mud on my feet.
Fucking hell, man. I hate when the mud turns into fucking tarmac, like, Jesus.
Oh man, when it's like when it's a bit slippy, you don't mind, but when you're like every foot you put down, it kind of goes whoa. That's when it starts to get a bit annoying because then you want to.
Not ideal.
You forget about it when you're watching a good act. You forget, and you know, like the rain's going on, it's muddy, you're jumping around, you don't care. As soon as everyone's walking back, it's just like slip and slide. You might as well be at Butlins on water slide. You fucking go all the way through, all the way down. And there's a hill. Obviously, if you've been to Leeds Fest, there's a hill where you go towards Orange Camp. That is a nightmare, man. You gotta go with at least someone else. So if you are gonna take it,
it's mad.
You pull them down with you. You pull them with you. No, you're not being the only one. Listen,
I mean, you're not getting the embarrassment like framed on you.
Fuck the
You've got to like spread the embarrassment a bit. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
It'd be rude not to.
You've got to. You can't be the only one. The first time I went to Leeds, a guy had a suitcase, and he thought he'd be fine going up the hill with this suitcase. Decked it straight onto his face. Dropped the suitcase slid all the way down in the mud. I was like, well, that's it. It's happened, mate. It's not happened to anyone else. Don't blame me.
In fact, just go home.
Yeah. You know what, mate? We didn't want you here in the first place.
And everyone just starts fucking kicking them.
You're at the wrong festival. You go, Reading. We're at Leeds.
I love it, man. I love it. But yeah, I feel like we could probably wrap it up around here then. We spoke about a lot of shit. You know, we started on talking about, you know, the nice pleasant side of shitting your guts out.
Yeah.
And we ended up talking about a man falling down a hill and where the best cheeses are in cinemas. So I feel like that's a win in my eyes.
I think that's all you need to know, really. I think that's
Exactly. So one last little question. I feel like it's the most generic standard question we could ask right now is like, before we wrap it up. So what's everyone's plans then for 2021 in the sense of like festivals and gigs then? What we saying?
I'll pass it to Rob. I'm sure Rob can say something much better than mine. That'll be generically bland.
Oh mate, trust me, I'll be on with you then, Chucky. Mine's shit.
Oh, the pressure's on now, isn't it? I'm sure we've pretty much going into all the same things, Chuck. What we got? We got Biffy Clyro in Glasgow in that first week when restrictions are lifted, and then
also there
got the full fingers crossed tour, Leeds Fest, Slam Dunk 2000 Trees. That's it for now. I'm up in Robbie Williams tours. I'm on a massive Robbie Williams vibe at the minute. I know you won't be expecting it. Let me tell you, I can't fucking listening to the guy. He's fucking amazing, man.
So we come from Biffy Clyro to fucking Robbie Williams. All right.
Listen, man, all I'm saying is if no Lolly and those songs, you'd have fucking kids that look like Chucky and Bucket Hats loving them. Because it's a Take That member, it's discounted. I've fucking listened to Angels, and you tell me if that was fucking Noel Gallagher singing that, people won't be buzzing for it, mate. You're fucking dead wrong.
Listen, I've seen you in a bucket hat jamming along with me in a bucket hat as well.
Well, you got blonde hair. You look great, man.
Oh shit! Yeah, it looks sick. I didn't even notice that. It looks better.
Bucket hat, and I was like, you know what? I have worn that bucket hat throughout the full thing.
Is this like the big hair reveal at the end of the episode?
No, sadly.
So everyone stay watch the whole thing to see Chucky's hair.
Oh! It's an arrow that covers my face and it goes over here, and it's like, oh, look at his hair.
We're all going.
Yeah, everyone's going. But no, it's blonde till the hair dye arrives tomorrow. I've got an Amazon order in, so it'll be changed by tomorrow. But for me, I'm similar to Rob. I've got a couple of gigs. I've got like Bring Me in September. There's a couple others. I'll tell you a funny one that I'm gonna go to for no other reason than it's been a shit year in 2020. I'm gonna go see. Right, think about it. I'm gonna hype them up just because you're gonna get let down. But I'm gonna hype them up. A band that everyone knew during in the earlier 2000s, before 2010. They got nominated for a Brit Award. Who could it be? I'm gonna go see Scout for Girls at some point as well.
Hey,
And
I fuck with that, be fair.
Here's a question for you. How much would you pay to see Bring Me the Horizon? Let's say the tour they're doing. How much would you pay to see him?
Like the maximum.
Yeah, maximum. I want a maximum.
Like probably like 50 quid.
And let's say, what would be the maximum you want to pay to see Scout for Girls?
£6.50.
Let me tell you, I've not got a ticket, obviously. I just said to a good friend of mine, I said, listen, you tell me a gig. If I'm free, I'll go to it. Because I've not been out for a full fucking year. I might as well. How much do you think he wants me to pay to see Scout for Girls at Leadmill?
At Leadmill as well.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, not even an arena tour, mate. Not even.
Of course it's not.
I know.
Of course it's not.
But no, I want some guesses.
15 quid?
Let's have person who gets closest to the price. I'll chuck him. I'll get him a pint first gig.
Right, Choccy. Person who gets closest to the price, you buy us a ticket to Scout for Girls.
I don't want to win that.
Right. I'm going for 16 quid.
16 quid. Kelly, any good votes? Any good?
Well, you're saying it because it's a lot in it, so I'm gonna go for the higher guess, and I'm gonna say like 65 quid.
65. Proxy.
Oh, 2025.
2025. The correct answer is £27.50.
Oh,
Fair play, man. I don't know who the fuck
No,
was closest to
not
that, but
fair
well.
play.
Wow.
When was the last time you heard Scout for Girls on anything? Except for maybe you were in a beer cellar.
No, you're right, actually. That's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's a good reason.
I've seen them before, and they did, Heartbeat, She's So Lovely, all the common ones. I can't tell you what else they've done in years.
No, it's fine though. They've got those 3 songs, and that's worth the 20 quid.
Exactly, but that's the downside of this year, is the year where you say yes to everything. I've stupidly said yes to Scouting for Girls, and it's gonna deduct nearly £30 out of my account for something that I've not listened to since I was probably 14 and going, oh yeah, I love this song. Where am I talking?
I know this one actually.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, Jack, saying yes to every fucking gig that I'm available for.
I do rate it though. Like,
You've
it's
got
a shit
it,
band.
like I
Yeah,
said,
they're fucking shite, but I rate it.
2020 was a shit year. You've got to say in 2021, yeah, I'll do it. I've got a mate who wants to go skydiving. I don't want to go skydiving.
I expect a video of you skydiving then.
Exactly. I've said yes, so now look at me now. It's gonna get booked.
There we go. We love it. Anyways, what about you, Proxy? Anything booked?
no, but funnily enough, talking about download, I was contemplating it because I said I've only ever been to Leeds twice, and I haven't been since probably 2016, should we say 2017. And download's always been the one like I've kind of debated between. Like each year I look at the lineup and I'm like, oh yeah, that actually is quite good, I might go. So, but like I'm kind of like similar with that lockdown vibe where like 2020 was just like a write-off. Yeah, I didn't get to do anything. So download is tempting. So it's something which I'm definitely contemplating. So, but other than that, I'm a bit boring when it comes to gigs. So no.
No, Proxy, you need to do the opposite. Just say yes. If Rob says, come on, let's go rob that bank, I'll be like, yeah, go on then. Why not?
In fact, you're saying that, actually, I was like, ask Proxy to come on every gig I'm going to, so he has to say yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need.
Exactly.
Get a mate like Jack who just says, we're going to this, and you haven't got an option, and you have to just go, yes, Jack.
Oh, fuck's sake, Jack.
Yes, Jack. Jack.
That's it, mate.
You, Jack.
But no, on a serious note, like I said, for me, 2021 is the year of me doing everything.
Mate,
any festival I can get
you've got to.
Any festival, any gig that I can get to, any fucking random nights out that we would normally have, I'll be there, because it's been a year worth of just being cooped up, not being able to interact with anyone. And I'm sure everyone
you want to have that big one, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, like off the top of my head, because like mine's weird because like I've got a lot booked, and to be honest, I'm a fucking idiot and I forget what I've booked. So I know I'm definitely seeing Slow Tie in Scotland at one point. I don't know where, but I know I'm seeing them. So that one's happening. Fucking hell, I'm seeing Biffy twice. I'm seeing Biffy in Glasgow and Chef, which will be sick. Be really good. I'm seeing. I don't remember, but I'm definitely seeing other people. But then I've got obviously Leeds. I'm going to Leeds again. It's gonna be great. I love it. I'm supposed to be in Prague for Rock for People.
Oh yeah, us too.
Yeah.
That's not.
Are you supposed to be going to that?
Yeah.
We've got tickets, yeah.
See you there if it fucking happens.
Oh,
We
God.
will see each other there, I'm afraid, mate. We will not be going at this rate.
Oh, he's not going.
Well, it seems like we're not.
Oh wait, sorry. No, that's what I mean though. If it happens, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, man, absolutely. But yeah, what a great lineup that was.
Nah, for sure.
I mean, I do feel
75
really,
did, man.
I do, yeah, we're gonna say I feel really bad because like that was I said to Rob, I said, oh, if we go Rock for People, I'll see 1975 just for you. And he said, yeah, I know you will, mate. You'll enjoy it. And now they've pulled out of everything that it's just like, well, I'm sorry, mate.
Yikes.
Here's a lesson. Learn it. Well, if we do go, it'll just be better.
Well, I don't know with that one. It's a weird one because like it's still like a solid lineup, but it's still like they haven't even announced the replacement for the 75, have they?
No, it's gonna get cancelled, man, for sure.
I think it's gonna get cancelled.
We're so much
I don't know, but
in the UK,
but like. Yeah, but like at the same time, I'm also sitting there and I'm like checking the news every day. I'm like, mate, can someone hurry up and make an announcement? Like, fucking hell. Like, I don't know if I can go or not. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to be there, and then I'm potentially doing one of the slam dunk days, but like I don't know if I will fall through with that. I don't know.
Just do it, Jack.
So, yeah.
It's the year of the yes. Do it. Just do it.
Choccy,
mate.
I'll be there if you
Tag me
go
on
there.
everything.
Then let's make a
Check-
deal on that one.
Checks over stripes, mate. Yes to everything. Just do it. Just do it.
shit.
So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, there's potential on that because like I've got a few holidays booked as well. So it's all just if I can afford it. Like, if I can afford it, I'm there. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I've got planned.
Sounds good, man.
It does sound
So
good.
yeah. So what I'm taking from that is we've all got fucking loads planned. We know it's going to be potentially an amazing year. So let's fucking just have a class one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's try our hardest. Show you how to try to.
Yeah.
Like Choccy said, it's the year of the yes. I think that's what we've got to
Yes,
take
the
away
year
from
of the
this.
yes. You know what, boys?
It is.
I'm not dedicated to being the year of the yes. As soon as you can book a tattoo, I'm just gonna get the Nike check on my fucking chest tattoo. What? You'll see it soon. I'm calling it now. Anyone who hasn't watched this will be surprised. But anyone who has watched it will be like, "Oh my god, he actually
He
went and
did!
What a mad cunt." And that's it.
He's
You're gonna
mental.
see You're gonna see the check straight, the swoosh straight on that chest as soon as I can book it. And guess what? I'll let you in a little secret that when I can book a tattoo, I'm gonna be booking one for Mr. Rob Kellis because it's about time he gets a proper tattoo that's not, done at a festival. I'm thinking let's get him the monster can stripes on his back. I think that's what.
To be fair, because it suits your persona a bit. Actually, I think
It
that look quite
yeah.
great.
It would. I think that would be perfect.
I think you just need some Muse lyrics on your back as well.
That's what the M stands for, Muse.
We love it, man.
That
We love
would
it.
be funny.
It'll be great. Anyways, boys and girls, we're gonna call it a wrap on this one. So yeah, that's what we think about festivals. That's our personal experience of festivals, and to Peroxy, that is one experience of a festival. So we're gonna make him go a load in the future, so we can get some more experience.
Good plan.
But yeah, so that was that. Well, hopefully, I feel like this one's been a longer episode, so we might split it into 2 parts. But whenever it comes out, enjoy, I guess. So there we go.
For listening.
Let's say goodbye, boys and girls.
Yeah, thanks for having us, boys. and
Yeah,
thanks
cheers for coming on, guys. Thank you.
from-
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.